Alright, and it's time for yet another look at the technical discussion. Thanks for checking in with the New England Weather Life. This is being recorded as of 7:45 p.m. on Sunday night, and I've set a timer on this video to make sure that, or to try and make sure that I don't go over 5 minutes. But anyway, let's get started off right now. Of course, we have seen the precipitation filling in across Maine as expected. It's been backing into New England, and the radar is showing it almost all the way to Canada by now. And we've seen the heavy bands that have now been filling in around the eastern Maine coast. But what's interesting is it actually has not been falling in the form of snow, not yet, but I do expect it to. Taking a look at the current temperatures, what's interesting is that we're not verifying the kind of temperatures that we were expecting for this time. We expected that we'd start as snow for the Maine coast, and then we would eventually go over to a little bit of wintry mix, and then eventually go over to some rain, and with a rain snow line moving to the west. Actually, we've started off as rain now, but I expect this to change. You can see these are what I call fragile temperatures, and fragile temperatures are temperatures between this is not, necessarily a universally accepted thing, but fragile temperatures are what I call temperatures that are between 30 and 37 degrees. These are temperatures that can quickly change with relatively small upper air factors. Now, fragile temperatures are the temperatures we're looking at right now, and you look at the wind pattern, look at that great agreement, well, not obviously, the wind barbs coming right into New England, north wind right into New England, sustained at 20 to 25 miles an hour in a lot of spots along the Maine coast. You should be making the transition to a wintry mix and snow within the next couple of hours. However, I think we might never actually make the transition to wintry precip for the Maine coast, considering the fact that it was going to be a relatively short time of wintry precip for them to start off with, and I think we're just wasting it as rain now for those folks. But for most of interior Maine, we should see the snow getting cranked out tonight into tomorrow morning. Now, I'm going to show you the wind speed for this event in just a second. But I also want to show you the WRF, the WRF model. And let's make it go over New England. And there we go. Takes you through today, through this evening. Heavy precip filling in. Heavy snow interior Maine. Wintry mix for coastal Maine. Fills in for eastern Mass tomorrow, and then you never really get the heavy precip cranking in northwest New England, except the northeast kingdom of Vermont. Maybe the northern Greens might pick up 6 inches out of this event. So basically, I'm not going to go on for a million years talking about accumulations, but we should see 3 to 6 in most spots for northern New England, probably about 5 to 8 actually for a lot of spots of interior Maine, except far northern Maine around Aroostook County. We should be talking about I'd say 1 to 3 inches for most of eastern Mass, except Cape Cod. Maybe more like 3 and 4 inches in interior Essex County. Gloucester and the city itself should see about 2 inches. I can also show you the wind speeds from this event, which should be significant to say the least. These are sustained surface wind speeds, and look at that, you're cranking it sustained wind speeds to 35 miles an hour from the Maine coast to Cape Cod. Now, how strong will they gust? Well, I can show you the 850 millibar sustained winds, which usually translates to gusts down at the surface, and you can see okay, and 850 sustained winds. Not working. There we go. Take it for this evening. And look at that. You're cranking 75 miles sustained winds up and down the Maine coast at 850 millibars. This puts plenty of confidence in the forecast for a 60 mile an hour gust at least. Okay? So that's the first storm. Of course, we're also turning our attention to the storm coming up on Wednesday. And I have really, it's not looking as good as it was yesterday, but it's still looking actually a little bit better this afternoon than it was this morning. I'm going to show you the same map I've showed you for a couple of days now, which is the 500 millibar heights and vorticity. This is the vorticity that we see in the atmosphere. When advection heads into the vorticity really gets itself going, and the vorticity is usually, it's vortex, it's rotating, right? And sometimes it pulls storms north, the vorticity. Vorticity forming across northern New York State. And here's the storm. Moves offshore, moves north, scrapes New England, the vorticity actually ends up going over New England in the form of a mid-level low. Here in New England, we know that means snow, and so I think we should be cranking the snow through the day on Wednesday and Thursday, not from the storm, but from the upper level low that almost caused the storm to come over us. So we should be seeing, actually, I think, up to 6 inches of snow on Wednesday because of the upper mid-level low. I shouldn't have said that. We might not see 6 inches, but early estimates, maybe 6 inches in some spots, I should say. So, I mean, the 500 millibar vorticity that we've been watching for a while should come over New England, and that would mean that we would see some snow on Wednesday. You say, Nick, could we see any snow from the storm? Well, the 18Z GFS does give us some snow, and I've gone over 5 minutes now, but I'm just going to stop it in just a sec. 18Z GFS, that's not what we're looking for. There we go. 18Z GFS brings some snow all the way through Cape Cod, maybe 6 additional inches from the storm to our south, and 6 additional inches from the mid-level low. So there you go, 2 factors that could lead to a significant snowfall event on Wednesday and Thursday. I don't think that you guys should mark this one off yet. We should be seeing a significant snow event, no matter what source it comes from. Alright, I've been going on now for 5.5 minutes. I'll see you guys later. It's Nick for the New England Weather Life.ning.com.